So we're going back to the old school Seth Fowler with a backwards hat. I don't know if I like it. I also got rid of the beard too, so a whole bunch of changes. These are some of the best sneakers that you can buy right now for under retail. And actually, if you want to grab any of the shoes mentioned in today's video, I've made sure to leave affiliate links to all of them in the description below. So recently I filmed a video where I went around Philadelphia to try and find the best sneakers that I could find for retail, and there was a lot of really good stuff sitting. In fact, if you guys want to check out that video, there will be a link at the top of the screen. And it really got me thinking, what's available for under retail? So I did a couple internet searches, and I found some really amazing stuff.
It's like they're on fire!
In fact, in this video, I picked 15 different pairs of sneakers that are all available for under retail right now on places like StockX and GOAT. And the way that I've organized this list is from the sneakers that are the least under retail, or I guess the sneakers that are the closest to retail, to the sneakers that are the most under retail. And believe me, a lot of shoes on this list I was not expecting, and you are probably not expecting. There is some crazy heat in these top 15 sneakers. So without further ado, let's just dive into things with number 15, the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Carbon Beluga. This shoe was a shock to me because I thought this shoe was one of the more popular 350 V2s that had released this year or even last year. And so the fact that this shoe is available for not only retail but under retail is kind of crazy. I mean, to be fair, it's not like that much under retail. The shoe retails for $230 and you can grab it right now on StockX in a size 9 for $224, but still, $6 off is $6 off. And sure, you're gonna have to pay a couple fees, like maybe $9 or $10 because you're buying it from a resale site, but realistically, you're gonna pay about what you'd pay grabbing the shoe from Adidas with shipping, or maybe even less. And I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, a pair of Yeezy Boost 350 V2s for sale under retail is unheard of, especially on a resale site like StockX. That's crazy. But I guess that's just the time that we're in now. 350 V2s are going for under retail, and that's not even the only 350 V2 on the list. Number 14, the Adidas Samba OG Cloud White Core Black. So weirdly enough, somehow in 2023, the Adidas Samba has become one of the most popular sneakers of the entire year. Over the Panda Dunks, over probably the Air Force Ones. It's a shoe that everyone wants, whether you're a sneakerhead or non-sneakerhead. And to be fair, this isn't the first time that this happened. This shoe was incredibly popular back in like the early 2010s, but now in 2023, it is kind of like the it shoe. And I'll be honest with you, I like this shoe a lot, but it's very thin and very narrow. I have a lot of friends who love the way that the Samba looks, but they hate the way that the Samba looks on their feet, which is a real bummer when you love a pair of shoes and you put them on and you're like, this is not it. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does happen, it sucks. I guess I shouldn't hate on the shoe. It stood up to the test of time. It's a very wearable sneaker. It's very clean. This shoe retails for $100 and you can grab it on StockX right now for $94, which is a $6 discount. And again, you do have fees on StockX, so it will probably come out to around the same price that you'd find it on places like Adidas' website or maybe Foot Locker or places like that. But realistically, this shoe does sell out in this colorway a pretty decent amount. So you always know you can grab it from StockX, but you can't always grab it from Adidas' website. No, stop. Hey Siri, stop. Nope, stop. I don't know why she thinks I always say Siri. I never say Siri. And speaking of classic looks and wearability, you know what's very classic looking and very wearable and actually holds a lot of the sneakers in today's video? A brand new Soul Premise bag. Huge shout out to Soul Premise for sponsoring today's video. They've been a long-time supporter of the channel and they make some of the best sneaker bags out there. In fact, I have a bunch of Soul Premise bags that I travel with on a regular basis. They're all TSA approved. They all fit a bunch of sneakers. In fact, they're specifically designed to hold your sneakers. And actually this weekend for Labor Day, they're having a warehouse sale, which is 60 to 70% off, no code needed. So if you've been waiting to grab a Soul Premise bag, now is the time. And if you guys want to do that, make sure to click the link in the top of the description below and tell them Seth sent you. You don't have to do that, but I think the link will actually. So if you click that link and buy a bag, they should know I sent you. But seriously, Soul Premise bags are awesome. I use them all the time. I definitely recommend checking them out. And again, if you guys grab them right now, you can get some for 60 to 70% off. No code required. Again, link right there. Coming in at number 13 is the Air Jordan 1 Across the Spider-Verse. This shoe was an absolute surprise to me. I knew this shoe wasn't selling for crazy numbers, but I also thought that this shoe would at least sell for over retail. And somehow, in 2023, a Chicago-style Air Jordan 1 High is selling for under retail. So this shoe originally retailed for $200, and right now on StockX in a size 9, it's selling for $192, which means you're getting $8 off. I know I'm gonna get a bunch of comments of people saying,
you're only looking at size 9s, what about the other sizes that go for like $600?
Some of these shoes do have sizes that are very rare and very difficult to get, and they might be going for over retail, but I chose a size 9, 1, because it's my size, and 2, because it's one of the more common sizes that there should be a lot of pairs available, and you should be able to get some of the better deals on. A lot of people have feet that are not size 9, which totally makes sense, but you should still be able to find most of these shoes for under retail, if not all of these shoes for under retail in almost every single size. And getting back to the Across the Spider-Verse Air Jordan 1s, while the shoe is not my favorite Air Jordan 1, it's a little bit too eclectic for me. If you like Spider-Man and if you like the story behind this shoe and some of the comic book sort of details that are hidden in the sneaker, it's a great sneaker to pick up for $192. I think that's a good price for this shoe, and you're still grabbing a pair of Chicago Air Jordan 1s for under retail. That's wild to me. And number 12 is the Nike Dunk Low Shishiko Industrial Blue. So this is actually the only Nike Dunk Low on the list. There are a bunch of other Nike Dunk Lows available for under retail, however they're a little bit closer to retail than this shoe, and honestly, a lot of them don't look as good as this shoe. So this shoe's design is inspired by the Japanese stitching style Shishiko and features some denim details on the upper, accented by some really cool stitching hits. And honestly, the color blocking on this shoe is what sold it to me. I love the way the sneaker looks. It's very clean, it's very wearable. I guess it's officially called industrial blue, but super clean Nike Dunk Low. And while this shoe originally retailed for $120, you can grab it right now online for $108, which is a $12 discount for a pair of Nike Dunk Lows. Coming in at a very fitting number 11, we've got the Air Jordan 11 Cherry. This shoe was another total surprise to me. I had no idea that this pair of 11s was going for under retail. I cannot believe that. Like, 11s never go under retail unless the colorway sucks, and this colorway is really clean. The shoe comes in primarily white, accented by a cherry red patent leather midfoot panel, which I think is fire, and of course you've got this icy blue outsole. Very clean look, and one of the better Air Jordan 11s to release in the last couple months. I was gonna say the last couple years, but we've had a lot of really good 11s over the last couple years, so I couldn't say that, but it is up there. These Cherry 11s originally retailed for $225 around the holidays of last year, and now they're selling for $207, which is an $18 discount. And I feel like I keep saying this, but what is going on right now? This is crazy. I'm not gonna get into a rant even though I want to, but I feel like right now is the perfect time to stock up on your collection, because right now, sneakers are going for reasonable prices. You can find stuff at the outlet, you can find stuff for under retail. It is a great time to be a sneakerhead, and I'm stoked on it. Yes, there's not as much hype as there used to be, but who cares about hype? If you're a sneakerhead and you're a sneaker fan, you're gonna love this. And if you're not, that's fine too. You can like shoes for the hype. It doesn't matter why you like shoes, but this is a great time if you wanna buy more shoes. Seriously, do be careful about your spending, because it can get out of hand really quickly, and that sucks. Follow some YouTube financial pages like The Money Guy Show or Dave Ramsey, and it'll be just fine. Coming in at number 10 is the classic Nike Air Force 1 Low in white. For a while, this shoe was actually reselling. It might have been like just after 2020 and like 2021 when there just wasn't a lot of pairs of these available. But right now, this $110 shoe you can grab for $87, which is a $23 discount. You're not gonna be able to find that deal at Foot Locker because these never go on sale at places like Foot Locker or any retail store. But on resale stores, you'll be able to find it for a little bit cheaper because people bought a bunch of them and then couldn't sell them. And I mean, let's be honest, you can never have enough pairs of Air Force 1 Lows in white. Like, it's the most classic shoe. It's been one of the most popular sneakers for decades, and there's a good reason why, because you can pretty much wear it with anything. So if you're looking to stock up on another pair of these, maybe check out that link in the description below, or grab a pair, you know, from another resale site, because you can get them for cheaper. Moving on to number 9, we've got the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Bone. This is another very wearable, almost entirely white sneaker. Like the Air Force 1s, the Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Bones is one of those shoes you can throw on with pretty much anything and it'll fit in. Now, to be fair, it will get dirty very easily because the primed upper, while incredibly comfortable, is very absorbent. It's still a shoe that I think is worth picking up, especially for under retail if you're looking for a new pair of Yeezys. Now, the retail price for this shoe originally was $220, but now you can grab it online for just $197, which is $33 off. I had to do the math, that's why there was a cut right there, but it's a great sneaker and you can get it for $33 off. That's not bad. Now, I'll be honest, I don't like the shoe as much as the triple white 350 V2s because I like the shoes without that translucent stripe. Even though I love showing off my Apothecary socks, still, when it comes to Yeezys, I prefer not having that stripe, but it's still a good look, and if you're still looking for pairs of 350 V2s in all white, go with this one. I mean, you really only have two options. You got this one and then the triple white, so you got two choices here, and this is the only one that's under retail. Number 8, the AJKO 1 Low Union LA in canvas white. So some interesting information about this shoe. This was actually the very first AJKO 1 Low. Even though the AJKO has been around for a very long time, this is the first time they made the AJKO 1 Low in a low top form. Union LA is just breaking down barriers in that regard, I guess. That sounds sarcastic, but I was being serious. The shoe comes in a white canvas upper with a removable Nike swoosh, which actually has a UNLA logo underneath, which I think is very clean. I'd wear this shoe without the swoosh personally. It features an off-white colored midsole and a gray outsole, and of course it comes bundled with some extra Nike swooshes if you decide to change up the color. Now, one thing I really like about this shoe is that the shoe is very easy to dye, and if you guys saw Heskik's video, I think a couple months ago when the shoe first released, he dyed it in this really cool sort of fade colorway. I forget, I think it was like purple to orange or something. I don't know. Either way, colorway. Very clean, very easy to do on this shoe because of the materials, and you can grab it for under retail, which is the whole premise of this video, so you probably already knew that. So retail price was $150, and you can grab it right now for $112, which is $38 off. We're starting to get into the crazy discounts now. And you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but there are sneakers on this list that are even more hyped up for even less money. Coming in at number 7 is the Air Jordan 1 High Lucky Green. This shoe from the very beginning, when it even first came out, was a surprise to me. The fact that this shoe is sitting at all is crazy. I mean, it's essentially the Air Jordan 1s from the DMP pack, or one half of the DMP pack. You got these guys, and you also got the bread ones. And I just can't believe that the hype isn't there for this shoe. I mean, in 2020, this would have been a $400 to $500 shoe. I get that it's 3 years later and people are over Jordan 1s, but seriously, this shoe is fire, and I cannot believe that this shoe is not going for over retail. And I've really been trying to cut down on my sneaker collection, so I don't want to buy unnecessary shoes, but the amount of times that I've almost clicked buy on this sneaker because of its price and because of how much I like the sneaker, it is incalculable. That's a word. So this shoe dropped originally for $180, and you can grab it right now on StockX for $135, which is $45 off for a great looking Air Jordan 1 High. This would not have happened very often, really ever. I don't predict resale prices. I'm not one of those channels. I don't say what shoes to invest in and what shoes not to invest in, because I think that's it's like trying to say invest in this stock because it's gonna shoot up. It's impossible. There's no way to tell. But a shoe like this, I just don't see this shoe sitting under retail. I'm not gonna say it's gonna go for hundreds over retail, but I mean, come on, there's no way this shoe is gonna drop anymore, is it? It's possible, it could, but I mean, $135 for this shoe is a great deal. Coming in at number 6 is one of Drake's collaborations, the Nocta Hot Step Air Terra in black and yellow. This is actually a shoe that I just found in my most recent Nike outlet vlog. I was really surprised to see it. And I mean, I think other people were too, because I think it has sold pretty quickly from the Nike outlets. And actually, if you guys haven't checked out that video, I definitely recommend it by clicking the link at the top of the screen above. I think it's a great video. I had a lot of fun making it, and shout out to editor Andrew for editing it. But while the Nocta Hot Step hasn't found its footing in terms of popularity, did you guys like that pun? It took me a second to think about that one. But while the shoe hasn't really taken off the way that we all thought it would, it's still a very clean look, and this black and yellow colorway is by far my favorite. It's kind of got a Yeezy 700 vibe to it, which is my favorite pair of Yeezys, or at least, well, I guess the foam runners, they're tied, they're close. But it just hasn't hit. It's a flop step. That one might be the best pun of the video. So this shoe originally retailed for $180, and now you can grab it on StockX, linked in the description below, for $121, which is $59 off of retail. And I've checked all the sizes on this shoe. None of them really go for anything, and this is a shoe that no matter what size you are, if you like the way it looks, grab it now because it's going for so little. Or don't. It doesn't matter to me either way, but not a bad deal. Coming in at number 5 is the Concepts Nike Air Max 1 SP Mellow. I mean, the Concepts Nike Air Max 1 collaboration is one of the better collaborations of the last couple of years, and the fact that one of the colorways is going for this cheap under retail, which I haven't told you guys yet, but it's crazy, is crazy. No better way to say it. So when this shoe first dropped, it retailed for $170, and you can grab it right now for just $106. Oh wow, the Far Out colorway in the special box is $4 above retail. That shoe retails for $230. It's selling on StockX for $234. I think the Far Out colorway might be the one that I would go for. I don't know. They're all fire. I love them all. And to get this shoe for $64 under what it went for originally is nuts. I think it did resell at one point, but it isn't right now. And I don't know if that's ever gonna change, but right now you can get it for an insane discount. I think I'm gonna have to grab this pair, and possibly the Far Out colorway as well. Maybe even the heavy colorway. I don't know, I might get crazy. Number 4, the Air Jordan 2 OG Chicago. It's rare that an OG colorway of the original 14 Air Jordan sneakers goes for under retail. The fact that the OG Chicago colorway of the Air Jordan 2 is going for under retail is wild to me. I get that the Air Jordan 2 is one of the least popular of the 14 original Air Jordan sneakers, but come on, it's a great colorway. It's super wearable, super clean. I mean, Virgil did a collab on the low top version of this shoe. It's nuts. I mean, the shoe sold out originally, like some of the other shoes on this list, but now you can grab it for under retail. Now, I guess to be fair, the retail price of this shoe, $200, wasn't cheap, but you can grab this shoe right now for $131, which is $69 off of retail. And I think for $131, this is a must have, especially if you're trying to do a full Jordan clock, which I would grab for you guys, but you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. Come on. You can't build the clock without number 2. I'm not gonna move it because it's too heavy. I'm just gonna leave it there for the rest of the video. Plus, 69 is kind of a funny number. So for $69 off, you're getting a great deal, a funny number, and an OG Jordan. And number 3 is one of the most influential shoes of 2023, and that is the Mischief Big Red Boot. This shoe is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life, but is also one of the most iconic shoes of the last decade. Now, as far as wearability goes, it's questionable, but I have seen a lot of people wearing these unironically around malls or in Japan, or even my friend Osman wearing my pair. And so it's something that is done, But should you? Probably not. Regardless, if you want a piece of sneaker history, the Mischief Big Red Boot is not a bad pickup. Now, interestingly enough, when this shoe first dropped for $350, which is a very high retail price, this shoe was reselling for like $1,200, which is insane. But now you can grab this shoe on StockX for $280, which I'm not gonna lie, is still not cheap. But if you're trying to grab this sneaker, it's probably the best price you're gonna get. I probably shouldn't even call this a sneaker, it's a boot. It's a big red boot. Oh, and in case you're wondering about the math, this shoe is $70 off of retail. Which again, still expensive, but $70 cheaper than you could have bought it for when it first came out. Number 2, the DJ Khaled We The Best Air Jordan 5s in Crimson Bliss. This shoe was genuinely a shock to me. The fact that this shoe not only didn't sell out, but also was selling for so much under retail is crazy. I don't know if you've seen a pair in hand, but the quality on these shoes is really good. Plus the colorway is very, very clean. This pink color, it's not something you see in a lot of Jordans, let alone Jordan 5s. This shoe is incredibly clean, very different, and a shoe that, if I had more money, I might have a pair of. Plus, all of those DJ Khaled PEs that never released to the public were reselling for like $30,000. So it was kind of wild to me that when he released a shoe to the public, and granted there was probably more pairs than we initially thought, it didn't do very well. In fact, to this day, I'm still finding pairs of the We The Best Air Jordan 5s at the Nike outlets. I find them all the time, and it's really surprising. So the retail price of DJ Khaled's pink 5s come in at $225, but right now, you can grab them on StockX, linked in the description below, for $143, which means you can grab this shoe for $82 off of retail, which is wild. And I think for that price, it's a must cop if you're looking for any kind of pink Jordan or any kind of Jordan 5 or any kind of DJ Khaled shoe. Seriously, the quality is really nice on these, better than you probably think. Finally, at number 1, the J Balvin Air Jordan 2s. J Balvin is a current collaborator with Jordan Brand. He's got an Air Jordan 3 coming out in the next couple weeks, and his Air Jordan 2 lit up. Like, light up shoes are huge in sneaker culture. It's weird because kids wear them, but at the same time, they're dope. And genuinely, this Air Jordan 2 I absolutely loved. I thought the sneaker looked great. I love the cloud theme on the shoe. I love the rainbow stitching detail. It was all a very well put together sneaker, and while I didn't love his Air Jordan 1, J Balvin did his thing on this pair of Air Jordan 2s. And the craziest part to me, which I didn't know when I did the review because no one at Jordan Brand or Nike said it anywhere in any of the press details or anything, but the light up detail on the shoe, or the battery inside the shoe that lights up the light up detail, is actually recharged by movement, just like a watch. And the fact that it's the Wings logo that lights up, I love it. It's an awesome, awesome sneaker, and I need to buy a pair in my size. So the retail price of the J Balvin Air Jordan 2s was a little bit much at $300. They did have a light up tongue, but still $300 is a lot. But you can grab a pair right now for $141, which means the shoe is selling for $159 off, half of retail, for a shoe that lights up, is very clean, very wearable, and is a collab Jordan. It doesn't make sense to me. But hey, that's sneaker culture right now. And until I filmed that Nike outlet vlog where I found that shoe and looked at the prices on StockX, I would never have guessed that this shoe is going for under retail. That is crazy to me. And if I was to grab any of the shoes on this list, it would definitely be these guys, the J Balvin 2s, and probably also the Concepts Air Max 1s. I might actually grab those first and then these, but either way, 15 awesome sneakers. If you guys want to check out any of these shoes in this video, make sure to check out the links in the description below. And once again, huge thank you to Soul Premise for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to grab a Soul Premise bag to carry all of your sneakers that you grab for under retail, make sure to click the link at the top of the description below. They're awesome bags. They carry a lot of sneakers and they look great. But hey, that pretty much wraps things up. Make sure to check out my TikTok at Real Seth Fowler. Let me know in the comment section down below which one of these shoes you like the best. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and I will see you all in the next one.